Hello and welcome to a very unscripted video. I just thought the intro would be interesting. This is going to be how I hope episode 9 goes. There's a good chance it's not going to go anything like this, so if this sounds like a great ending or movie, don't get your hopes up, it's probably not going to happen. So far, we've had 7 and 8 that don't seem to be leading to anything specific, which can be a good thing. So in the 7, you have the build-up with Kylo Ren as the new bad guy and the new mysterious Snoke character. And then you have the all-powerful Rey, who, we won't even get into that, comes along and they have to blow up the new Death Star, and they do, and you know how that one goes. And then you have episode 8, where now there's Luke, and he's useless, pretty much, for most of the movie. Leia is Superman, and pretty much big fight scene with Rey and Kylo against Snoke and his people. Then you got Yoda as a Force Ghost, which is something to remember for my theory for the next one. So Luke vanishes and becomes a Force Ghost, so to speak, or we hope. From the trailers, you can say it's true. Now, there's a chance, in my theory, Luke was never alive at all. He was a Force Ghost the whole time on this island. He had been dead for years. The X-Wing was in the ocean. Let's say he went down with his ship. She shows up. They have all what they do in episode 8, but he's technically never alive. So we get into episode 9. Now he says, nobody's ever really gone, which is going to imply that that's how Palpatine comes back. And now Yoda's the Force Ghost that can materialize and shoot lightning down. So why not have that for everybody? So let's see, who have we gotten to be a Force Ghost? We have Obi-Wan, we have Yoda, we have Qui-Gon Jinn, kinda, not really, we have Anakin, and we're gonna say Luke for sure. That's a lot of people on the good side. Now who do we have on the bad side? Technically, Anakin, Vader, half and half. There was one point where they said he was going to be split, coming back as a Force Ghost, half Vader, half Anakin. So, the Force Ghosts can come back and use powers now. That's great. Palpatine came back to use powers. All this time, he was Snoke. So he can become many different things and project themselves. So, Rey is so powerful because she's a clone of Palpatine, which, to be fair, in episode 7, she kind of fought the same way he did, where he was very, almost like you would with with a stick, trying to poke at something. So there's a chance there's some relation there. And basically, there could be more than one. We saw the trailer where Dark Rey, or Sith Rey, was there with the unfolding lightsaber, so that's great. So we get to the end, they go into the big castle thing, where Palpatine has his new throne, and Kylo shows up with Rey, they have a battle, and then I'm thinking Rey's going to defeat Kylo, because he's not that good. He's never been that good, and he should be very easy for her to defeat by this point. So he's defeated, and this is just Palpatine's way to say, yes, I've made a Rey that works. But she won't join him. So here comes all of the Rey clones that are evil, and then we see the one that unfolds it. Then she has to fight them off, including the Emperor, who's now trying to use his powers on her. So this is where all the ghosts come back. So you have Ghost Yoda, you have Ghost Luke, you have Ghost Anakin, you have whoever else that you want, Ghost Plo Koon. Let's just start bringing everybody back. All the ones from the prequels come out, fight all the Sith Reys, and regular Rey has to fight Palpatine. Now, this is where I can't say too much about what he's going to be able to do, because they have done a good job not showing what he is. In canon, in Battlefront 2, he was just a hologram in a suit, with like a pre-recorded message. They probably thought of this idea much, much later. To me, it almost seems like J.J. Abrams just thought of this as he was writing the script now. I personally don't think they had any of this in mind when they started with 7. So why not go over the top at the end? There's supposed to be all kinds of battles anyway, so why not bring back every Jedi who died and verse against a bunch of Reys? You might as well make it ridiculous. Now, does this seem like something they're going to actually do? Partly, there's probably some of that's going to happen. Maybe not to the extreme that I took it, but parts of that I'm sure are going to happen. I think there's going to be some Darth Rey thing. It might just be a vision. We obviously seen it in the trailer. She's probably going to have to battle it, maybe like Luke in number 5, where she fights herself, and which he did. He fought the Vader, which turned out to be himself. I almost have a feeling the Palpatine entity, whatever he ends up being, is probably not going to be the same. There's probably going to be somebody else, maybe Matt Smith, who was Doctor Who number 11. And, maybe that's one of his clones, and you'll see the face kind of morph. You'll see regular Sidious come out of the face of his clone. And, because, now that I think about it, Snoke, in a way, kind of looks like it could be a Matt Smith or a young Palpatine. Even though, it was Andy Serkis. We can ignore that point for a minute. There's a chance that they're going to use that as, well, here's a clone Rey, here's another version where they try to make him this way, and they can go anywhere with this movie, which is the point I'm getting at here. Before, when you had the original trilogy, nobody knew where it was going. In a way, that was nice. Nobody really questioned it. When you had the prequel trilogy, everybody knew exactly where you were taking it. And people didn't like that, because they had expectations that some of them weren't met. And it's understandable. But with this one, once again, they technically can go anywhere they want, because they've ignored the expanded universe altogether. It's kind of like The Mandalorian. They can do whatever they want with it. Now, people are already trying to figure out where they're going with this trilogy, and while most of the time when you have a story arc, it kind of points you in a direction. But this way, we started off okay, 7 was good, it was a good movie, didn't really know a lot of backstory, as they were filling it in, and all of a sudden you hit 8 and you went this way, and you're trying to figure out how does this have to do with any of this, so now they have to pick that back up and finish it off, kind of bridge that connection. So in my crazy, over-the-top way, I'd like to see that. It might be a little ridiculous. It probably wouldn't go over very well. I don't think they have a chance of having anything go over really well, especially now. So, I don't know. Let me know what you think, and we'll see you next time.